Hi, my name is Isaiah Phillips, and today I'm going to be answering question 1 and question 3. Question 1 is asking, begin by reflecting on key themes and concepts presented in chapter 3. What stood out to you the most? Was there anything that surprised you or challenged your perspective on history? What stood out to me the most about the historical perspectives on education is how dramatically the purpose of education has changed over time. Education began as a privilege reserved for religious leaders, wealthy individuals, or members of the ruling class, but gradually evolved into a system intended to provide opportunities for all children. The development of free public education through the Common School movement was particularly significant because it reflected the belief that education should be accessible regardless of social or economic status. One thing that surprised me was the extent to which religion influenced education during the Middle Ages and colonial America. I had previously viewed the education primarily as a means of academic learning, but history shows that schools often focus heavily on religious instructions and moral development. This challenged my perspective by highlighting how educational goals are shaped by the values and priorities of society at a given time. Overall, studying historical perspectives on educational reinforced the idea that schools are constantly evolving in response to social, political, and cultural changes. It also emphasized the importance of understanding the past when evaluating current educational practices and considering future reforms. Question 3 is asking, what was the Committee of 10 and the Cardinal Rules of Education, and how are these points important? The Committee of 10 was a group of educators appointed in 1892 by the National Education Association and led by Charles W. Eliot. Its purpose was to examine and improve secondary education in the United States, such as high schools. The committee recommended a standardized high school curriculum across the country, equal academic opportunities for all students, regardless of whether they plan to attend college or not, strong instruction in core subjects such as English, math, science, history, and foreign languages, consistent educational expectations, and graduation requirements. This was important because it helped shape the modern American high school curriculum. It promoted the idea that all students should receive a rigorous education. It increased consistency among schools nationwide. Many of its recommendations influenced educational policies for decades. The cardinal principles of education were developed in 1918 by the Commission of Reorganization of Secondary Education. They outlined 7 major goals for schools, which were health, command of fundamental processing, worthy home membership, vacation, civic education, worthy use of leisure, and ethical character. With health, they were focused on promoting physical and mental well-being, with the command of fundamental processing, developing skills in reading, writing, speaking, and mathematics. Worthy home memberships, preparing students to contribute positively to family life. Vocation, helping students prepare for careers and employment. Civic education was developing responsible and informed citizens. Worthy use of leisure, encouraging productive and enriching use of free time. Ethical character, fostering honesty, responsibility, and moral behavior. These are important because, the cardinal principles and the Committee 10 were important because the cardinal principles broaden the purpose of education by beyond academic achievement. They emphasize preparing students for real-life responsibilities, careers, citizenship, health, and character development. The Committee of 10 was an established foundation for a more organized and consistent school curriculum across the country. Many features of today's high school structure include subject-based courses and college preparatory expectations can be traced to its recommendations. Together, these reforms shifted education towards meeting both intellectual and social needs, helping schools serve a wide range of students and preparing them for success in society.